Have you ever noticed how we can get sober for a year, for 2 years, or even 5 years, and people still watch us like we're going to mess up? What if it's not about your past? What if they're not tripping on that you used to drink or do other stuff, right? What if it's the small things you still do today that make you look the same? Sometimes we can take away the substance or the alcohol, out of our lives, and we still could be acting like we drunk. If this is happening, you don't have a trust problem, you have a pattern problem. And I'm going to break it down in this video. And if this is hitting hard to you, if you can feel what I'm talking about or what I'm saying, make sure you go into the description and get the trust repair breakdown. It's going to show you exactly what's breaking trust. A lot of times when we get sober, we think just because we have a year or 2 years sober, trust is going to come back instantly from our family, loved ones, and friends, right? But time does not equate to trust. Sobriety stops the damage inside of us, right? It doesn't rebuild credibility. Sobriety stops the damage, which means that we start taking ourselves out, right? We start doing life a little bit better. We start living life a little bit better for ourselves, but that does not bring back trust with our family, loved ones, and friends. And people, you got to understand, people don't track our sobriety, right? We may celebrate, we got a year, 2 years, 5 years sober. They may be happy for us, but they don't celebrate it like we do. They track consistency, predictability, and the follow-through. The follow-through is one of the most important things. Doing things that you say you're going to do, right? It maybe seems like a simple task for us, or if we don't do it, we don't think it's a big deal. But for them, it's a big thing, ginormous, if that's a word. Trust isn't breaking from big things anymore, right? We get off the substances, we stop drinking, right? It's breaking from small, repeated gaps. For example, you say you're going to call it 6, right? But you call it 6:10. It's something small, but it's big to them. They say this person's not reliable. You say you're going to show up at 4 o'clock and you show up at 4:30. You say you're on your way, but you're really still at home. It's not the big mistake anymore, it's the small patterns. Think about this. Your behavior still looks familiar. It still looks like that same person that you were a year or 2 years ago, even if you're sober. You changed internally, right? But your patterns didn't change externally. Have you noticed that your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend is still watching you? Like they got a microscope? Family is still hesitant to have like real conversations with you. Your employer is still double checking to see if you showed up on time. Asking you questions. Did you get finished with that? Did you do that? Are you coming in today? All these crazy questions, and you feel offended because they're asking you this. And it's not because of your past. It's about your present signals that you're giving. What we have to do is very micro stuff. It's small things that we are not paying attention to, right? Matching words with actions. Reduce variations, right? They should know if you're going to show up on time because you always show up early. They don't have to worry about if you're going to call because you call them once a week. Trust builds when your behavior becomes boring and predictable. It seems like it's boring to us, but it's something very big to them. I'm going to keep on saying that we think it's boring because we think it's something simple, but for them it's something huge because this is something that we haven't done before. In the big book, page 68, if you know, you know, we had to have God's help. Basically what it's saying is stopping isn't the finish line. Stopping using and drinking is not the finish line. Behavior still has to change. My behavior has to change. I don't have to have just an entire psychic change, which helps me, but I still have to have an external change where I'm changing my behaviors, which is a lot of times is challenging for a lot of us. Because we think we got sober or we got clean, that was the finish line. That's my end goal, but that's not my end goal. I understand that God saved me, not for me, but for other people. He saved me so I can build a strong relationship with him, with myself, and with other people. And I really need you to understand this. You're not trying to prove that you're sober, right? You're becoming someone who is consistent. Consistent basically means doing the same boring thing over and over again for a period of time. It's not your past anymore. It's your patterns that you produce today. What you do today is the most important thing. If you want to see exactly what's still breaking trust, go check out the Trust Repair Breakdown. It's in the description. And that's your starting point. And also make sure that you check out these videos, or this video, and also like, subscribe, right? And also leave a comment of what type of video you want me to make in the future. Rock, Recovery Coach. Peace.